water in it. I don't see that. Or maybe, yeah, I do see a little bit of that. It's just a little bitty dot out there. Let's see what it is. Let's focus it. It's a boat. Full zoom. I'm at 3 minutes and 3.5 minutes right here. I didn't take my battery and go charge it. I need to take this thing over to my boat and charge it up. So 3 minutes might give me enough time. Alright, Ben, what you're seeing here is, you're seeing a boat out there and you're seeing it like half chopped off. You can see the mirroring of the guy standing up there fishing. I believe that might even be an airboat out there. But what's really interesting is that there is somebody else on the boat, and you'll see him stand up here in a minute, and he'll be in an orange shirt. I think it's pretty interesting when I zoom out on some of these boats that, sometimes all I can see is the top of the people and the people with their fishing poles, but I do not see their boat at all. But then I've got videos where you can look way out there and see the people. I mean, see this really tiny boat way out in the distance, way out on the horizon, and you can actually see the people in the boat. So how can this be? This is where I think this atmospheric lensing comes in, or this mirroring effect comes in. I think it's a combination of things that causes these effects, and it's not just one. Even this sign, I can almost read the sign, but there's the other guy that was in the boat, in the orange there. So you can tell that there's another guy. He just didn't pop up out of the water, or he's not a mermaid. He didn't swim to the boat and hop aboard. These were some that I had collected already. I was going to start a big collection of these, which I'm going to continue. But I had these. I just had to look for them, and when I found them, I said, well, there's a few of them here that I'll give to you and let you add them to the video that you're making. Maybe it'll help, maybe it won't. It's up to you whether you want to use them. And this was all from this Coon Island off of Hernando Beach that I went to one day, and also got the Crystal River Power Plant, where you can see the smokestacks of them. And then there's actually even farther to the left, there's some more smoke coming up that I don't even know where that's coming from. But you could definitely see how that those smokestacks that seem to be ramped up. Even in this video right here, it's ramped up. And yes, I am using manual focus on it. Um, Sometimes I find that it is better for me to use that manual focus than the autofocus, or just using the camera, zooming all the way out and focusing it. Because sometimes I do lose my focus, and I think that's sometimes due to the atmosphere. Now I did post part of this video. I don't know if you had seen this, but you know, watch this man's trunks. it, it's funny. It's funny in a sense because at one point here, he looks like his whole ass is naked, and so does his wife in a way. She's got the little top that has the string hanging down that kind of hides her a little bit. But look at him; he almost looks naked. Um, so they're funny. They're funny in a sense, and you don't have to put my audio on here. And here's another one where you see the people standing up in the boat. You can see them using their fishing poles. You see the boat motor, but you don't see the boat. Where's the boat? And again, I think that this has a lot to do with that mirroring effect, or the lensing effect that Rob Shakiba come up with. But I do think the mirroring effect plays a bigger role than even sometimes this atmospheric lensing does.
Go back farther.
So use whatever you can out of this. I don't mind at all. Matter of fact, I think sometimes you have a better way of explaining things than I do. I sometimes I put the wrong words with what I try to say, or maybe I just say it the wrong way. I don't know, but here's the bird rack again, and you can see really where the bird rack sets in the water, and you can actually see where it's actually mirroring at. So again, this is why I say this mirroring effect definitely does play a big role in it, because when you're using the atmospheric lensing that Rob Shakiba uses, you don't see this mirroring effect. And that's why, I say it's a combination of several different things, not just one combination. All right, and here you go. You got another object farther out there, and I believe that this is a guy in a boat. You can see these tree branches sticking up out there. And it's got to be high tide, because usually I see these tree branches sticking up much further. I'm trying to focus in on it, but you can see that this guy's bending up and down. He's moving around in his boat. I mean, you can see he's got a hat on. You really do have to look close to see it, but it is there. And again, is he just half his body out there floating around, or is he standing on a boat? Well, he's got to be standing on the boat, and the boat ain't on the other side of the curve, and this boat's fixing to run him over. It's only going to appear like he's running him over, because of course you can tell that this boat is much further away than this boat that's coming. But I like picking out these little anomalies. I call them anomalies, that are out here on the water, where you only get to see part of them. And then you can even look at where the water line is to that boat. The object behind it is actually further back, because even if you split that object, here you go. The guy stands up. There's two guys in this boat apparently, and one of them's in a blue shirt, and I can't really tell, but even they kind of blend together. as they bend down in their boat. I don't know. They're probably rigging up their poles or something. But like I said, you can use any of this that you want to use. And if you go through some of my videos, or if I go through some of my videos, I could probably pick out, 100 of these. Um, and and this is where I talk about people don't pay attention to detail, because a lot of times people don't even know what this is. But now you can see the guy standing there. You can see him with his fishing pole in his hand, but you know he's not he's not Jesus. He's not walking on water, brother. That's a man on a boat, but his boat is invisible. And my opinion is this the mirroring part is what's hiding the boat. It's like I said, when you look at my mirror experiment, how things can get hidden within their own reflection, and that was the main thing of that my mirror test. I am going to do some more testing with that, because I do believe if I put that on an angle, I can get some similar results as even like this. I'm going to buy a boat too, a toy boat or something that I can set on this mirror and see if I can't duplicate how some of these boats, the lower hulls disappear also through this mirroring effect. So again, yeah, I woke up early this morning. I'm going to try to put this together, make a video out of it, and send it to you this morning so you'll have it, and you can, maybe finish up your video, or if you haven't finished it up already, and then you get this jet skis fly by. Think that's pretty funny. And you ought to look at a couple of my other recent videos. There was a couple of guys in these old type of jet skis that have little handlebars on that you stand on. Those were pretty cool too. You could even use part of that footage in your video if you like. And some of these videos I look over, uh, more than once. I look at them several times to try to make out what I'm actually seeing. I think this might be a duplicate of the first part of the video, uh, where the guy loses his pants or his shorts or whatever it is. Um, but oh no, I go back to that guy that's in that airboat, and this time he does seem, maybe I got a better focus. He seems a little better focused in. But again, this is why I go through my videos more than once, and I look for these details that normally people would just look at your video and they'll just, it's a video. They don't see these little details that to me make a big difference. It, there, there's something to say about them. Um, especially when you're looking for that hidden bottom or the hidden hull. Um, and I noticed that even when I did my big ship video, when I went to the East Coast, there was some things with it too that I wanted to bring out, but I never really went back to them. I had a lot of comments. Thanks for showing me that the Earth has curvature to it with that video, and that's only because that was a huge ship. These are little bitty boats, and these little bitty boats ought to disappear beyond that curve way before these big huge ships do. but I can follow some of these boats for, a half an hour, and at 30 miles an hour, a lot of these boats go. That's 15 miles. And they should be well over that 3 mile curvature away from us. But again, there they are. You can see them. Even, a couple of the boats that I got that completely just melt into the water. And almost the whole time that you're visually watching it, you can see the whole boat in the water. And then you can actually start seeing the wake that the boat is producing, blocking out the lower hull of the boat. And again, a lot of people do not notice these small details. I'm one for looking for details. I'm one that wants to really find out uh, what's causing these effects. And like I said, I think it's more than one. I named off many in some of my videos, how even the wind, the direction of the sun, the location of the sun, whether the sun's behind me, north of me, south of me, or west of me, you get all of these different effects. Also, the cloud cover, visibility. I think the barometer has something to do sometimes with the visibility. And, you also see these layers out in the water, which are calm spots, rough spots, and that's due to the way that the wind is blowing across the top of the water. I'm a fisherman, and I've been out there where, when I left shore, it was rough as all get up, and then when I get out way out in deep water, it's calm like a baby's butt. And a lot of people that go out there fishing don't never notice that, because they just don't go out there fishing. They don't notice how it could be rough inland and smooth and flat farther offshore. But then I've been, this the opposite way, where I've been, inshore, and it's smooth as a baby's butt. And then you get farther out, and there's swells that are huge. 1 minute you can't even see a boat, 100 yards away from you, and the next minute you're on top of the wave, and you can see, 20 or 30 boats farther away. Now, this was a rock that was way, way off in the distance, and I do believe in this little portion here, you see, you can see a little fish jump out of the water. It's a little mullet. I believe this is part of that footage. But like I say, I could pick out a whole bunch of these little bitty anomalies in a lot of my videos. But, again, I have to go through them. I have to load them up. I have to, find the little part, cut it out, make a little video of it, and then, put it in a file. And then, add them all up or hook them all up together to present them. But maybe you'll do a little better job in presenting them and explaining them. Now, some of these might be some of the same things, but look them over, because I did start to make a video out of it, and then I kind of stopped. So you might find some different portions in these last few parts. I'm just going to go ahead and add it in there and let you pick and choose what you want to use and what you don't want to use. All right. So, you know, it gives you a wide variety of choices, Ben. So, like I said, take your pick. Whatever you want to use off of these, you can. You have my full permission, because I think you do a better job than I do at explaining a lot of the stuff that I show. All right, man. There's some more parts coming up here, and I'll let you pick from them too. Maybe I can explain it a little bit too as I go along. So let me jump over this little portion and see if in this next portion there's something better, or maybe I'll just delete it. No, again, here's some guys that are standing out there. You know, they're not wade fishing. They're in a boat, but again, you don't see their boat. I mean, you even see their poles sticking up out of their pole holders. Because of course they've got more than one pole in their hand. And I do believe you'll also see some of that power plant again on how everything seems to be ramped up toward that power plant. Now this part, I'm not sure what it is, but in the background there, you can barely see a pole, and you'll see some flashing lights on it. I actually have no idea what that is, if that's part of the power plant. And I do believe I went on Google Earth, and that power plant is either 65 or 85 miles away from me. Um, and you know, you could go on Google Earth too and look for Hernando Beach and find an island called Coon Island, and that's exactly where I was filming from. So you could get a measurement up there to the Crystal River power plant to be a little more accurate. And again, there was another cloud formation or another um, spewing of uh, smoke coming up that I don't know where it was coming from, but it was further to the left of this. You just got a quick glimpse of it. But I mean, just look at the way the water is. I know I don't have the best focus on this. Um, I may have turned the manual focus off, or it may be just the way the light's hitting my screen. You know how it is if you've got the sunlight beaming on your screen, your viewing screen, you can hardly see the dang thing to even get a good focus on it. So that may have been what was going on here. Um, so I'm hoping I can get this thing uh, downloaded and get it sent to you this morning, so you have something to work with later tonight. I know you're a working man, got a big family, and you got to have some family time too, brother. Uh, I know you can't totally ignore your family while you're working on this, on your flat Earth research. All right, brother. Hope you can use some of this stuff. You have a good one, and I'll talk to you when you present your video that you're gonna make. I really look forward to watching it, especially if you add some of this footage to it. All right, thanks now, brother.